Hello everybody, it is I, Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the last World Grand Prix racer I need for my collection. But not the last World Grand Prix racer I need for this channel. So as you can see, I decided today I would bring out every single World Grand Prix racer and some of the international party goers from this year's main line, being Memo and Flash here, and of course, Globey. Can't have the World Grand Prix without Globey. So you may be wondering, who is the last character I needed? Well, if you looked at the title, you'll know that that character would be Max. Hold on, let me see if I could drive him out here. Max Schnell, otherwise known as Sebastian Schnell in the German dub, because he's voiced by a real guy whose name was Sebastian, and they decided, hey, we have a German racer, let's have him voice that German racer instead of making an entire new one. Max is a pretty sort of character design-wise, and I don't know much about his personality. From what I researched, it seems that his main thing is that he's a bit studious, and he's a bit, actually, no, I think that's it. Like, he studied and practiced in the Black Forest track. So yeah, Max Schnell never really interested me much, but, you know, I did want to complete all the World Grand Prix racers. It's been a thing I've wanted to do for a while because I did always really like their designs and how unique they are, but Max Schnell, unfortunately, hasn't been out as a single in quite a while, not counting his GRC variant. His last release ever was in 2024, so it was 2 years ago, and it was in a 5-pack that I don't think hit the US in large quantities, unfortunately. When I went to Walmart in 2024, the only pack I could find was the really boring pack with, like, Cars 1 McQueen, Purple Ramon, and Sarge. Genuinely one of the worst 5-packs of all time. Literally nothing from that was good, except maybe Purple Ramon, because it wasn't out in that main line, but, like, I don't know. But yeah, Max Schnell is a character that I'm really excited to review, just for the fact that now I have all the World Grand Prix racers, and I have some of his repaints. Again, all the party goer characters use his model, so it's really cool finally having the original Max Schnell. And I mean original. Checking the base here early on, he's dated as only the 69th day of 2011, which is really nice because, you know, it's not often I get to review an original 2011 diecast. And most of my 2011 diecasts are from their later releases, as you can see. Carla's not even the regular one. If you guys remember, this is the rubber tire Carla. So, yeah, really cool that Max Schnell gets to be the only one in my collection that is an original 2011, or I guess maybe 2012 mainline, could be, since he's dated 2011, not 2010. But yeah, I think he is 2011. I think he was just like a really late release in that year's mainline, in the 20s, alongside Carlo Maserati and Hudson Order Piston Cup McQueen. Yeah, so Max Schnell is the German racer for the World Grand Prix. As you can see, he has a mouth plate, which was customary at the time, and an eye plate, which is a little worn out. I got him in a lot with the original Miguel Camino and another car. I don't know if I want to say who it is, because I think it's kind of a surprising item. But yeah, it was overall a pretty decent lot. I mean, I only got it for about $18 or so I felt it was worth it rather than getting a new inbox Max at that price. Although I really wanted to get his Thailand version. It does look pretty nice. But yeah, overall, we have the eyes there. Again, a little scuffed, but I don't really mind. Definitely tell how the eye plate is designed. It's very interesting that they didn't give him a little black border. But they did give him a little black part on top. Very interesting. WTCL. I believe that's his racing league. Of course, they would later go on to make the Carbon Racers, which was dedicated to carbon racing, something that Max Schnell, you know, partakes in. Got his expression. Looks kind of smug. Again, the mouth plate there. World Grand Prix number 4. Love this little guy. Love the sort of off purple his main color is. It's very distinct. Of course, the German flag kind of wrapped around him. I don't know if Germany was in this year's World Cup. I know that that's going on while I'm recording this, so I don't know how well it did. But, yeah, very interesting. Of course, we got the all-in-all World Grand Prix. The little side exhaust pipe. He has silver wheels and the little vents back here, and his little spoiler. I believe, is the window a separate piece? I think it is. Yeah, it definitely is. I can feel it. Oh. Here is the back. Pretty generic race car design, pretty generic sedan model, but it's nice to have. Of course, again, it's kind of been diluted by the fact that they keep making repaints of Max Schnell, in addition to him being in almost every single World Grand Prix race or Expanded Universe line, I'm pretty sure, and also receiving a silver variant and rubber tire, of course, and again, the party guys, so yeah, Max Schnell's model has been around the block or two. Oh yeah, by the way, the carbon fiber detailing, it's a lot thinner than it seems to be on the newer versions. Like, if I were to get my other Max Schnell, again, this is the GRC one, it's a lot more separated and defined. I don't know which I prefer more, the subtlety of this one or the more blatant carbon fiber on this one. So even though I had a Max Schnell, I did want to get the original one, just because it'd be kind of weird to just have a GRC Max Schnell. Yeah, so there we go. These two. Some more expressions. I think the China one is slightly shorter when I was comparing it, but it could also be the spoiler being bent down from years of wear and tear, since, again, this is a used copy of the item. Yeah, pretty much all the same detailing you'd expect. The vents are painted in here, but not on the original. That makes sense, but... Max Schnell was one of the 3 cars to flame out in Tokyo. The other 2 being, of course, Miguel Camino and Rip Glechgonski. Would have made for an interesting pack at some point, but I don't think any of those characters were packed in the same pack together, except for Miguel, obviously, because they loved releasing Miguel. He's one of the most frequently released. And, of course, here's Max Schnell next to Memo Rojas and Flash Nielsen. Here's to hoping that Max Schnell gets a single release next year. He and Rip are the last 2 ones that need a single post their last releases. They have both not seen the light of day since 2021 and 2020, respectively, so I would like that very much. They definitely do a really good job with the silver wheels now, because Thailand doesn't do that, but China, the new China production team actually does incorporate that, which I really appreciate. Much like their original releases, they don't have the back painted in. I don't know if that's specifically just for Max's GRC or if that's just what. Windows are a lot smaller. Yeah, So even though Max Schnell is the last World Grand Prix racer I needed, he's not the last one I need to review. In case you haven't noticed, I don't believe I've ever reviewed Rip Glechgonski on this channel. And this is the Thailand variant. So at some point in the near future, I do plan on covering this and the original Rip Glechgonski, because I do have a China one, although that one doesn't roll. So that's why I opted not to review Rip Glechgonski. But yeah. Overall thoughts on the World Grand Prix racers, I think they deserve a lot more credit than they're given. Yes, they're cars we saw on an almost frequent basis, but I think them taking a year off or 2 for the GRC line really puts into perspective just, I don't know, I guess you never know what you have until it's gone. In this case, the World Grand Prix racers, it's like, thinking about it, they are pretty cool. They are pretty nice, super distinct characters. And I appreciate them, for being so unique from one another. I appreciate the fact that they're not just the country flag draped over them. They have these intricate designs. Max is probably the most generic looking one, but he's still pretty nice. And then, of course, Rip Glechgonski's infamously not based on a real country, even though his colors do seem to match some real world flags, but his diecast is inaccurate, so I don't know if that point is truly a thing. So yeah, the World Grand Prix racers are pretty awesome, and Max Schnell is a nice addition to the collection. I appreciate him being here, and that's all I have for today. So hope you all enjoyed the review, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye. Or should I say, auf Wiedersehen. I messed that up, sorry.